Hi, everybody. It's Craig and Arun back with your NBA betting picks. 8 games for you. Try to do this in 8-9 minutes, maybe even 10. But it is for Sunday, the 25th of January, 2026. Don't forget, if you haven't done so, make sure you get in our 2-for-1 NBA pass, 2-for-1 college basketball pass, or 2-for-1 football pass. How do you do so? Today, DocSports.com/Craig Arun, actually every day. This is where you get it. That you get a week pass. It's usually $99 each per sport. You get them both of us for $99. So today we're both going to have top plays in the NBA. We both have top plays in the NFL. So you get them both, but you got to purchase it right here. DocSports.com/Craig Arun. It's $99 per sport. So if you want both the NBA and the NFL today, it's $198. If you just want one, it's $99. Okay, let's go. I see. Start us off with you in the NBA. Sacramento at Detroit. Detroit favored by 13.5, total 226. It's a Detroit team that's pretty good, but Sacramento, don't look now. Been quietly covering some numbers. What do you like here?
Yeah, going to be a good game. Sacramento coming in as a 13.5-point dog. You have a Kings team that lost to the Pistons 136-127 last time. And, of course, the Kings rolling here against Detroit. They covered against Cleveland, recently as well. And, that was a game that we actually leaned on Sacramento on this video, if you remember. So they were able to cover that contest. So you have Sacramento that prior to that, you're right, they had covered about 4 of 7. Now they're 5 of 8. They come into facing Detroit here, who lost 104-111 against Houston. They have Denver on deck. How does Detroit bounce back? It's not like they cover all the time when they bounce back. They lost the Clippers by 6 and only beat Phoenix by 3 the next game. I think the Kings are better than people. Their ability to cover big numbers is decent. They covered against the Cavs on a big number. They covered against Houston as a 14.5-point dog. They won that game outright. They covered against the Lakers as a 9.5-point dog. Covered against the Knicks as an 11-point dog, right? They won that game outright. And even this game against the Cavs, again, they lost by 5 points. They were up by 3 points at the half in that contest. They were able to get scoring from about, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 9 guys. So, DeRozan, Achua, Levine, Monk, all these guys are playing relatively well. And in the NBA, like when shots fall, anything can happen. And I understand that Detroit comes off of a loss in their last game. They only shot 22% from the field from three-point land. I think this game either goes over or I like the Kings. And I know the public is on the Kings, but I'm going to bite here. I'm going to take the Kings plus the 13.5, even though the Pistons are on a bounce back. Craig, Denver comes in as a 3-point dog to the Grizzlies. You had a Denver team that won 125-115 last time. So Memphis looking for a little revenge. But then again, Denver, even with all these injuries that they've been having, Valanciunas is now day-to-day. Murray is day-to-day. Gordon is out for this contest. Jokic, of course, is out. They still are managing to win games. They're 31-15. They beat Milwaukee and Washington recently. They were a 9-point dog, and Milwaukee won outright. Memphis coming off back-to-back losses, trying not to lose 3 in a row. Losing to New Orleans really stinks. They lost by 5 points and gave up 133 points in that game. Who do you like between Denver and Memphis? Memphis -3.
Yeah, you hate to doubt Denver. The more guys are out, the better they've played. I mean, going back to winning at Boston, at Philly, at Toronto. I mean, it has not mattered who's played. They just next man up. I mean, Watson has played unbelievable in this run. They've got guys that were 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th men all of a sudden starting and putting up crazy numbers. And you have Memphis here that's without John Morant again. He's going to be out for a little while now. Now, he's somewhat been a little bit of a distraction, so maybe that's a positive for Memphis. But I just can't doubt Denver. Denver's just one of those teams, when rested. The ones that, if you look back here, the last few games when they haven't played well, this one they've been on back-to-backs and stuff. They are not on the back-to-back. I like Denver in here to find a way to win. They just continue to do it. Denver +3. Don't forget to like and subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on all the great content we have here at Doc Sports. Now, Golden State, Minnesota, this was a game that was scheduled for yesterday. With the shooting in Minnesota, they moved it back till today. Neither one of them have a game today, so it made it easier to just, with the tensions that were in there. And I agree with that. Minnesota's favored by 6, total 236.5. What do you like here?
Yeah, I like the over here. What's interesting is when we talked about this game recently, it was 237. and it's taken a little bit of a hit to the 230s, 236.5, and that's because the public likes the under in this game, and I disagree with them. I like the over in this contest. 25-21 team and a 27-18 team hook it up. Minnesota won by 9 points last time. They won 127-120. So what happens here? Golden State is off back-to-back losses against Dallas and Toronto, losing by 8 to Dallas and 18 to Toronto. Butler is out for the season. That hurts his team. Minnesota has lost 4 in a row, coming in 2 very frustrated teams, and I see the over 237 happening here. All right, Craig, we move on here to the New Orleans Pelicans, plus 12 dog against the San Antonio Spurs.
Hey, I see. Before we get to that, this was actually, I'm just giving it to you. This was my top play yesterday. And then, of course, it got, so people are out there. I still like the over. I like that play a lot, fading the public there.
The Pelicans are coming in as a 12-point dog against the Spurs here. The Spurs won 135-132 earlier this year, and they also won 126-119, and they won 120-116. They have beaten this team the last 3 times they have played. Between now and the end of this taping, Zion could have another child. We'll let you know as soon as we know an update. 11-36 team facing a 31-15 team here. New Orleans won 133-127 in that contest in their last game, so they were able to win. Zion, to his credit, had a great game, 9 of 17, 24 points. Sadiq Bey busting out 13 of 20 for 36 points. Murphy with 32 points. Huge win for this team on the road. Give them credit for that. But they haven't won back-to-back games in a long, long time. San Antonio comes in off of a nice win against Utah, 126-109. Craig, what do you think? You think the Pelicans get trolled again for the 4th straight time? Or you think the Spurs roll them again?
They don't have to win to cover. That's the best news. You get 12, 13 points I see out there. I like New Orleans plus the points. Spurs are a very good team. They are. But they have maybe not before the season, but now that where they are in the standings, you start looking, you're like, dude, we can go very far in the playoffs. Let's stay healthy. Let's win games. But trying to go out and blow out New Orleans doesn't really prove that anything in the NBA. Give me New Orleans plus the points. I do think Spurs win, but they do not cover in this one. Next game,
concur with you.
Yeah, I like Dallas at Milwaukee. Milwaukee lost last time out. Now they face a Dallas team that also lost to the Lakers yesterday. Milwaukee's favored by 1.5, total 219.5. And, Giannis is out. Giannis is going to be out for a little while, it sounds like, with a calf injury. And we know how those calf injuries, we've seen a lot of Achilles injuries after the calf injury. So I'm guessing they're going to be very careful with him going forward. What do you like here?
Yeah, as we tape this, the Mavs are up by 3 points late in the 4th quarter, about 3 minutes left over the Lakers, right? So Dallas here, even though Anthony Davis is out and Kyrie Irving is out, they're playing well. It'll be scary to see what actually happens when these guys come back. The only thing that stinks is Irving is indefinite. He doesn't have a return timetable at all. And, Davis, of course, will not require surgery on his hand after a second opinion with Dr. Shin. But he'll be reevaluated in about 6 weeks. But guess what? That hasn't really affected this team that much, and I give them a lot of credit. So what's going to happen here with Giannis? A couple things here. Let me see what the latest as we filmed this. He's listed as out for this, for this contest.
He's out for a while, a while. I think post All-Star break sounds like.
Yeah. So so now you have this total sitting at 219.5. And Dallas, comes in off of beating Golden State, New York, Utah. They've won 4 in a row. They might beat the Lakers tonight to get to 5 in a row, which is significant, right? Dallas is getting their scoring from Powell and Flagg and Christie and Marshall and Williams. Clay and Washington coming off the bench. It's not bad. When this team's healthy, they're pretty good. Milwaukee, of course, comes off of now back-to-back losses. They lost to in a game to Denver. Giannis went 4 for 8, 22 points, but he did shoot 16 free throws, 14 for 16. But they still lost that game outright as a 9-point favorite. Look, man, Dallas has been playing with his injury situation all year. And yeah, Milwaukee could unite without Giannis's presence, which they have done many times at home, but that's not going to take me off of Dallas. They're playing really well right now. I'm taking the Mavericks plus the 1.5. Craig, Toronto plus 12 dog against Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City is 37-9 now. They have lost 9 times. Toronto, of course, comes in winning 3 straight, beating Golden State, Sacramento, and Portland. Nice wins. They're 28-19. Oklahoma City off of that loss to Indiana, 114-117. I told everybody, I said, Rick Carlisle will get his guys up sometimes, and that's what happened here. Coming off a bad loss as a 15.5-point favorite. Who do you like here?
I was really going to have a pretty strong play. Maybe even my best bet of the week was going to be on Toronto in this spot. If, and this was the big if Indiana didn't show up in Toronto and OKC won big, because Toronto, like you said, has been playing good basketball. and I thought it could be a spot where they maybe overlook him. After a loss to Indiana, dude, you know how easy it will be for the coaching staff to get Oklahoma City up for this game. Lay the wood with Oklahoma City in this spot. It's just one of those games where Oklahoma City is going to be like, all right, we let one get away last time. And Toronto, even though as good as they've been playing, I don't think they have a chance in this one. Give me Oklahoma City minus the number. Miami Heat at the Phoenix Suns. Phoenix minus 2.5 total, 229.5. And Miami, like early in the year, I was like, man, this team is really surprising. Since Tyler Hero came back, I don't want to blame him, but it's like it coincides when they've struggled, has been when he's been there since he returned. What do you like in this matchup?
Yeah, look, Miami is a plus 2.5 point dog. Absolutely nobody prefers them here. They're only backed by 24% of the public. That, of course, could change. But Miami comes in, winning 127 to 121 last time out. And, that was back on, 9 days ago, 11 days ago. So Miami, did win last time out. Can they really beat this team back-to-back times? So that should be what's interesting. They beat them around Christmas time 2024 as well. Miami off of a bad 17-point loss to Portland. They did beat the Kings in Oklahoma City prior to that. Miami comes into this contest, 46% from the field. In their last contest, Portland shot 50% from the field. I don't know if you want to hold that against them. But you have, as far as the injury-wise is concerned, you have Mitchell and Ware that are out. Booker is supposed to be out in this contest. So how does Phoenix do with their star out? Phoenix comes into this contest losing to Atlanta as they were 3-point shock. They had won their last 3 in a row. Phoenix shot 44% from the field, but Booker played that game. He went 12 for 21 that game, 31 points. So does this team bounce back without Booker? So, as far as Devin, will he play on Sunday? I don't think he will.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Let me make sure.
The line says he's not playing.
Yeah. So he's been ruled out. I'm going to take Phoenix here, man. I think this team lost to this team last time. I think that you have Booker out. I think you're going to have other guys step up here. I hate the fact that Miami comes off of a loss, but the fact that this team lost, and they were actually having a pretty good road trip. They won their 3 straight in a row, including beating the Knicks and the Sixers. You might say, well, who's going to step up here? They got a lot of guys. I mean, they have Williams and Brooks and O'Neal and Gillespie and Allen. Goodwin and others, and some other guys are going to get a chance. Dunn will get more, definitely more action here too. Yeah, I'm going to take Phoenix, and keep in mind that Miami's on the last leg of this road trip. They're about to go back home after this game. Give me Phoenix on the money line. Craig, Brooklyn plus 8.5 point dog against the Clippers. I actually took the Nets as my free play the other day as they were coming off that ugly loss in New York, and then they played Boston and they covered the 8.5 and lost 126 to 130. The Clippers beat this team 121 to 105 about 15 days ago. The Clippers, of course, coming off a nice win against the Lakers. They've turned things around since Chris Paul has left the has left the periphery, vicinity, whatever you want to say. They're now 20 and 24. They're 4 games under 500. Who do you like here as the Clippers come in as an 8.5 point chalk?
Yeah, the Clippers are there pounding themselves in the back, saying, "Oh, we beat the Lakers last time out," and then you face a Nets team that's 1-9. How do you get up for a team that's 1-9? But the good news for us, they're 5-5 against the spread. They almost beat Boston last time out. Boston's way better, in my opinion, than this Clippers team. I'm going to take the Nets here plus the points. If this was like 12 or 13, I would be like, yeah, maybe not. I'm telling you, this is those dangerous numbers, 8, 9, and you're like, oh, the team's 1-9. Give me the Nets here, plus all the points. This is a Clippers team that will most likely win this game, but just won't cover, in my opinion. That's what we like for all of our games today. Don't forget, if you want to get both going to have top plays in the NBA, you can get them. Just $99 get you both of our plays. Not only tonight, you get the next 6 days as well. So 7 days of NBA plays for just $99. DocSports.com/Craig Arun. Only place to get it is at this link.